Good day, CJ. How are you? Let's go back over here. Today is July 9th, 2025, and it is Wednesday, halfway through the week. All right. I'm going to get right to the Good Day Rising prayers. And let us particularly pray for clarity and unification. In nomine Dei, matronam nostra, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of the Most Holy Trinity, and in Catholic contemplation humbly venerate the Divine Family. Most Holy and Venerable Trinity, one Divine Family, I believe that Thou art here present. I venerate Thee with the deepest humility. I render to Thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to Thee. O Most Holy Trinity, relying on Thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to obtain pardon of my sins, the help of Thy grace and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Matronam Nostrae. O Most Holy Trinity, I love Thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because Thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of Thee, and I forgive all who have injured me and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the Most Holy Trinity for the many graces that we receive, and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to heaven and for the souls in purgatory. O Most Holy Trinity, I most humbly thank Thee for all the favors Thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to Thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in Thy service. I consecrate to Thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, that there may be none that is not animated by Thy love, or that would not tend to Thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good, and let us beg of the Most Holy Trinity the graces which are necessary to us. O Most Holy Trinity, Thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of Thy grace. Deny me not Thy grace, O Most Holy Trinity, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which Thou forbiddest, to practice the good which Thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please Thee to send me. O Dea Matronam Nostrae, Mother of God, I place myself under Thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of Thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O Most Holy Trinity, as envisioned by St. Lucia as the Most Holy Trinitarian Theophany, Dea Matronam Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I am heartily sorry for having offended Thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell, but most of all because they offend Thee, O Most Holy Trinity, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of Thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. In nomine Dei, matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. One thought that came to me before I say Mass is that we need to contemplate on our weakness in really completely understanding the Most Holy Trinity. We should spend much time in simplicity in front of the Most Holy Trinity, and not spend time with our minds trying to figure out exactly how the Most Holy Trinity operates. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te. Oremus. Fidelium Deum Iesum Christum, omnium conditor et redemptor animabus famalorum famorumcitorum, remissionem cunctorum, tribue peccatorum, ut indulgentiam, quam semper obteverunt piis supplicationibus, consequentur. Qui tecum vivit et reinat in una divina familia qui erat est, et erat in aeternum. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum hoc immaculatum hostium, quam ego in nius famulos tu uso feditibi Deum meum vivum et verum, pro in humilibus peccatis et offensionibus et negligentiis meis, et pro omnibus circumstantibus, sed pro omnibus fidelibus catholicorum vivis atque defunctis ut mihi didis proficerat salutem. Deum qui humanae substantia dignitatem mirabilitur condidisi et mirabilis reformaster de nobis perius atque tu vene mysterium, eius divinitatis esse consortis divinitatis nostrae, fiat dignatis est participes Deum Iesum Christum Filium, qui tecum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem salutaris tuum deprecantis clementium, ut expectu divinae maestatis tuae, pro nostra et totius mudis salute, cum adoris suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contrito suscipiam rata Deum Iesum Christum, et sec fiat sacrificium nostrum et expectu tu hodie, ut placiat tibi Deum matram nostra et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni sanctificator, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et sanctifici de blata prosequendo, et a capere hoc sacrificium tuo sanctum nomini praeparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas concobrationum quam tibi afferimus, homomonum passionis, resurrectionis et ascensionis Deum Iesum Christum. Et in honorem Deum matronam nostra et Papa Petis Sanctorum et Istorum et omnium Sanctorum, ut illis proficiet ad honorem nobis autem ad salutem, et illi pro nobis intercedere in interim caelis, quorum amorem agimus in telis per illum Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meam equestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat ab Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipi ad Deum Iesum Christum sacrificium de manibus tuis et laudam et gloriam nomini sui ad utilitatem quoque nostram totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum, quoque apud te. Surus corda habemus ad Deum. Gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Te igitur clementes mi mater et pater, Deum matram nostra et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per Deum Iesum Christum Filium tuum Deum nostrae supplices, rogamus ad petimus. Ut accepta habeas et sanctificas haec sanctam sacrificium illibata, in primis quae tibi afferimus pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam catholicam, quam pacificare custodiri ad honore et regere dineris toto obiterarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famborum famorumcitorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We especially pray for Emily, Katie, Gage, Neil and our Lively, Maria Josephina Mose, Letitia, Dennis, Clarette, Mindy, Mark Jr., Robert Dasco Sr. and Jr., and Rochelle Dasco, Barbara, Gregory, and Benedict Santa Croce, Mr. Nobody, the Cantu and Duarte families, Luis Antonio Cantu, Michaela McClarnon and family, Sarah, Becky, Jenna-Lena, Lori, Aaron and family, Maria and the Lineweber family, the Cahill, Nolan, Shorten, Kendrick, Dasco, Kane, Nye, Tafur, Began, Wolf, Camerano, and Pohalski families and their intentions. We pray that Mr. Nobody receives the funding and strength needed to complete the first Sedevacantist Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transhumanism, child trafficking, child abuse of any kind, anywhere, place, or time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, and medium of exchange with no usury. We pray for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic society. We ask for a reversal of the feminist ideology and a return to godly femininity. We ask that women come to understand the raising of traditional Catholic families is a very high ideal and a necessity for sustaining a Catholic society. We ask that all quote-unquote gay marriage, all pornography, and the OnlyFans platform be stopped immediately. We pray for the wisdom on how to prepare natural foods and raise animals wholesomely. We pray for the elimination of all harmful radiation waves in our air and in our homes, that all weather manipulation and modification cease and become public so that we may stop the deluge and the destruction they are creating. We ask for the conversion of all sinners trapped in a state of mortal sin, especially the ignorant. We ask Catholic families to persist in teaching their children about the virtues, Catholic virtues. We ask you to save or transfer the souls from under the dominion of any Jew or Freemason that gives support to Israel. We ask you to destroy the satanic document of Vatican law, that is the Jewish Talmud. That you destroy Rome and the Vatican and that we recognize the authority of the Catholic Church to be in Portugal. We ask the Most Holy Trinity that all Catholics be given the grace to be accountable, so that we each may have a holy hatred for sensuality, as St. Catherine of Siena encouraged, a repentant shame for the offenses we have committed and continue to commit against thee, and a deep love of thee and of souls, so much so that we desire nothing more than to be of service to thee in every moment of our lives. We ask that you nullify any attempts to establish anti-Semitism propaganda into any rules, orders, codes, statutes, or policy of any corporation or government institution. And we ask Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. With this Mass and our rosaries, please eliminate any obstacle in front of those who are trying to nullify the state of Israel. And please eliminate the Jews who tortured, crucified, and continue to insult your Son, Deum Iesum Christum. And thank you for answering our prayers. We also ask for clarity, again with regards to the issue of the Rosary Prayer. All these things we ask in accordance with the Most Holy Trinity's divine will and intention. Et omnem circumstantium quorum tibi fidis cognita est et noto devotio pro quibus tibi afferimus, verque tibi affront hoc sacrificium laudis prosse suisque omnibus. Pro redemptione animarum suarum, pro spe salutis et calamitatis suae, tibi queredunt vota sua, aeterno Deum viu et vero. Communicantes et mamonum honorantes in primis gloriosae semper Deum matronum nostrae. Et Deum Iesum Christum, et beatorum martyrium tuorum Papa Sancti Petri, Sancti Lucia, Sancti Jacinta, Sancti Francisco, Sancti Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum tuorum quorum meritis praecibusque concedassud in omnibus protectiones tuae monem auxilio per Deum Christum Deum nostrum. Quam oblatione de Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus consecratum ac Teudeum cae fecete dineris ut nobis corpum, et sanguinem fiat edictissimi Filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam pateretur recepit panem in sancta sacramentablis manus suas, et erivatis oculis in caelum aete Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens, consecravit, frege dedique lumis sui dicens, accipit et mondo cate ex hoc omnes. hoc est enim corpus meum. Simili modo postquam, ceremoniae est excipiens erum preclarum calicem in sanctus aqua nobis manus suas, item tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Consecrave dedique lumnis sui dicens, accipite et vivite ex omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et nobis effundetur in remissione peccatorum. Haequo est cumque ficeritis in me facietis. Unde et memores Deum nos servitui, sed plebs tua sancta justum Christum filium tuum Deum nostrae, tambe et passionis nec non et in fedis resurrectionis, sed et in caelos gloriosa escensionis afferimus, preclarae maiestati tuae de tuis donis actatis, supra quae propitio accere vultur respicieri dineris. Supplices teragamus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum ibe hec preferibus manus tuum ut quod ex hoc altaris participationis sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinem sincerimus, omni sanctificatione caelestia gratia Dei per amor, periendum Christum Deum nostrae. We pray for those who have died. We especially pray for Ruth Cole, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibus in Christum quiscentibus locum refugiere ducis et pacis ut odore gesta bracamur periendum Christum Deum nostrum, per cum hec omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivicas, consecratis et praestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso, est tibi Deum Matrum omnipotentium unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Dea, matronam nostra, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum. Sanctam tuum in mulieribus, Dea matronam nostra, materam Deum Iesum Christum, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos, quae sumus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ab omnibus malis, praeteritis, praesentibus et futuris, et intercedente beata gloriosa, semper Deum matronam nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis, da propitius pacem in diebus nostris, ut ope misericordiae tuae aduiti et peccato, simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione securi. Periendum Deum nostrum Iesum Christum Filium tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam. Pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum et quoque pote. Haec mixtio et consecratio corporis et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum fiat excipentibus nobis in salutem aeternam. Pax tecum et quoque pote. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum matronam nostrae, coprante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem tuam unum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinum, tuum ab omnibus iniquitatibus meis et universis malis, et fac me tui semper in hadade mandatis, et atinum quam separare permittas, qui cum eodem Deum matronam nostra et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, vivis et reinam aeternam. Percetio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego indinius sumere praesimo non mihi proveniat in judicium condonationem, sed pro tu pietate prosit mihi ad tutumentum mentis corporis, et ad medelam percipiendam qui vivis et reinas, cum Deum matronam nostrae in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestem accipiem et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Deum matronam nostrum non sanguineus, ut et subjectum meis in tanti de guerbus naperanum mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sanguineus, ut et subjectum meis in tanti de guerbus naperanum mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sanguineus, ut et subjectum meis in tanti de guerbus naperanum mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quid retribum Deum Iesum Christum, pro omnibus quae retribuit mihi, calicem salutaris accipiem in nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo. Laudans invocabo Deum matronam nostra et ab inimicis meis salvus ero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet animam tuum. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet animam tuum. Quod orisum sumus Deum Iesum Christum puramente capiamis et immunem et temperae fiat nobis remedium sempiternum. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum, quod sumpsit sanguis quam potare hediat visceribus meis apraesta, ut in me non remaneat scelera macula quem purat sancta ora fecerunt sacramenta. Deum Obiscum, et quoque apotei. Oremus. Animabus quesumus, Deum Iesum Christum, famorum ceturum, oratio profici et supplicantium, ut eas et a peccatis omnibus exuas, et tuae redemptionis facias esse porticepis. Qui tegum vivit et reinat in una divina familia qui erat est et erat in aeternum. Deum Obiscum, et quoque apotei, ite mise est. Deum gratia. Plagiat tibi sancta Trinitam obsequium substitutis meae et praesta ut sacrificium coloculis tuae maestatis in illus autoritibis et acceptabile mique et omnibus pro quibus idut oploriciti miserante propitiabile per persum Deum nostrum. Sanctificat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum, Deum Matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. Almost Holy Trinity, I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most Holy Trinity, I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of Deum Iesum Christum, present here in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of this most sacred heart and immaculate heart of Deum Matronam Nostrae, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum Matronam Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. I'm afraid we don't have a musician today. And so we'll go right into our continuation with the virtues. But first I want to check in to see. Oh, I got to put my glasses on because it's a little bit further away. Hello, Peter. How are you? And not. Oh boy, we got some odd things from somewhere. Okay. I appreciate those who are visiting. And I'm thankful for the email that I got last night from a gentleman who is seeking in humility. And let me tell you, that's the best way to go here. There are times for courage and for strength and for, strong action. And, you have to be 100% sure of your actions before you go headlong into them. Right now, there's a little division that I'm struggling with, and so I'm going to need some prayers on how to resolve that. And I'm going to do it through prayer and through studying and really practicing the virtues. So we talked about the cardinal virtues yesterday. I'm going to just read them quick. The cardinal virtues are prudence, justice, fortitude, temperance. And the theological virtues, which we're going to talk a little bit more in depth today, are faith, hope, charity. There's also the capital virtues, which will continue on after that. So the theological virtues are straightforward. They can only be acquired as a free gift from the Most Holy Trinity. God pours these virtues into our very being through sanctifying grace, which we all know is obtained through the seven sacraments and through prayer. Well, we may not all know that now, but we should. They're also called the supernatural virtues. So we'll start with faith, the theological virtue that is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Our firm belief in God and all that God has revealed to us. Faith is an intellectual virtue. If we are true to ourselves, we will know that God is infallible. God cannot be deceived, nor can God deceive us, the Most Holy Trinity. We then know that the Most Holy Trinity has revealed all truth through his church, through the Most Holy Trinity's church. And again, we have to be careful here. Again, this I got off the net, and there's the discernment process of understanding faith as well. So the virtue doesn't include blind faith in the sense that you follow something that is not understandable. So in other words, you have to be able to discern and understand it in order to follow it. One of the ways we know we have true faith is if we are very afraid of offending the Most Holy Trinity in anything, and are very anxious to please the Most Holy Trinity in everything. Hope, the theological virtue that allows us to totally trust in Deum Iusum Christum and to desire eternal bliss in heaven with the Most Holy Trinity forever. Hope is the virtue of the will and helps us to keep going in the face of adversity, mockery, division, and dry times. We know how it will all come out in the end, and it always helps to ask ourselves this question: where will I hope to be in 100 years? And when we answer with heaven, everything else seems rather small and insignificant, especially when we meditate or contemplate on the Passion and what Deum Iusum Christum went through. Kind of think of hope as the opposite of fear as well, because fear tends to push us into a state of despair and without hope. So practice, you can literally practice the virtue of hope. And again, I believe that a lot of that has to do with the health of the body as well. So get that in order, and these will become a bit easier. Charity, the theological virtue of love for God over all other things for the Most Holy Trinity's sake. and our love of our neighbor. Charity is, again, primarily for love for God and towards God, and secondarily towards our fellow man. That's it for today. I'm going to ask that we all, again, pray for peace and introspection on the Holy Trinity, the Most Holy Trinity, as envisioned by St. Lucia as the Most Holy Trinitarian Theophany, in a simple way. O my Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, please come into my heart. By thy power, O Deum, draw me to thyself and grant me charity with filial fear. Keep me, O ineffable love, from every evil thought. Warm and kindle me with thy sweetest love, and every suffering will seem light to me. O my Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, please help me in all thoughts, words, and actions. O my Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, I love thee. My Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, I love thee. In nomine Deum Matronum Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Thank you. Please go and sanctify all those who you meet. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time, 7:30, and have a great day.